Hey everyone, and welcome. So, with Valentine's Day on the brain, let's talk about relationships. But I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about the generative AI tools that, for a lot of us, have become a daily partner. So, let's just start with a really direct question. I want you to think about it for a second. As you're using these tools for work, for school, for just being creative, how would you describe that partnership? Is it working for you? Is it healthy? And that's really what it all boils down to. Just like any partnership, if we're going to have AI in our lives every day, we've got to understand it. We need to know what to watch out for, the red flags, what habits are actually good for us, the green flags, and most importantly, where we need to draw the line. So let's start with the warnings. First up, let's talk about those warning signs, the kinds of things that can really lead this whole AI partnership astray. These are the red flags you absolutely have to be able to spot. Okay, the first big red flag is overconfidence. You've seen this, right? Gen AI almost always sounds incredibly sure of itself, super fluent, even when it is completely, totally wrong. It gives you this image of being an expert, but if you're not carefully checking its work, you're really just falling for style over substance. So remember this, fluent language is not the same thing as factual accuracy. And that leads us straight to our second red flag, hallucinations. This is when the AI literally just makes things up. We're talking invented details, fake references, the whole shebang. And the reason for this is fundamental to how it works. See, the AI's process isn't about recalling facts from a memory bank. It's about predicting the next most likely word in a sentence. It's a pattern matcher, not a truth teller. The takeaway here, you have to always, always check its work. Red flag number 3 is all about a lack of context. And you know what? This one is often on us. If you give the AI messy, vague instructions, you really can't be surprised when you get a messy, useless answer back. Think of it like communication in any relationship. Clarity is everything. When you give it specific information, you guide it toward a specific result. Good prompting is really just good communication. And finally, we've got what is probably the most dangerous red flag of all, letting the AI completely replace your own thinking. I mean, if you start outsourcing every decision, every analysis, every little bit of writing, well, your own critical thinking muscles are going to get weak. AI should be a partner that supports how you think, not a substitute for it. Okay. Enough with the warnings. Let's shift gears and talk about the good stuff. How do we actually build a strong, productive, and healthy partnership with AI? It's time to start valuing the green flags. So, what do these positive habits actually look like in practice? Well, we can break them down into 4 key actions that really turn you from just a passive user into an active, effective partner. Let's walk through them. A huge green flag is using AI for structured brainstorming. We've all been there, right? Staring at that blank page, totally stuck. Well, this is the perfect cure. Ask it to generate outlines, suggest a few different angles on a topic, or just give you a starting point. It's an absolutely fantastic way to kickstart your own creativity and efficiency. The second green flag is using it for clarification. Seriously, think of the AI as your own personal, super patient tutor. If you're struggling with a complex topic, you can ask it to rephrase the explanation, explain it like you're 10, or just keep generating new examples until that light bulb finally goes off. This is a genuinely powerful way to learn. Our third green flag is something called iterative prompting. Now, that might sound a little technical, but it really just means treating it like a good back and forth conversation. You give it a prompt, you look at what it gives you back, and then you tweak your instructions to get closer to what you actually want. This process doesn't just get you a better result, it's an active exercise that makes you smarter at using the tool. Which brings us to our final and by far the most important green flag. This right here is the golden rule. It underpins every single healthy interaction you will ever have with AI. You must always, always be the human in the loop. Let's just let that one sink in for a second. It's so simple, but it is everything. AI assists, you lead. It's your co-pilot, it is never the pilot. So what does it actually mean to lead? It means you are performing these 4 essential actions every single time. You are the one who questions the output. You are the one who verifies the facts. You are the one who edits the language so it fits your voice and your standards. And at the end of the day, you are the one who decides. That's your job. So, to bring it all home, this Valentine season, the message is pretty clear. Don't just fall blindly in love with the promise of generative AI. A healthy long-term relationship is built on being aware. You have to recognize the red flags, you have to actively cultivate the green flags, and you always have to be the one who sets the boundaries. And that leaves us with one last question for you to think about. In your day-to-day interactions with AI, which role are you really playing? Are you just passively accepting whatever it spits out, or are you taking the lead in being an active, critical, and thoughtful partner? The choice, as always, is yours.